Hi and welcome to Pilates on the Water, and we're going to do a short film today and learn how to do a tabletop position, a Pilates tabletop. Now, tabletop is a basic move that we need to be good at before we can perform lots of our other Pilates exercises. So I'm going to go through some levels at how you can achieve your perfect tabletop. So to start with, we need to make sure we're starting in a neutral position down on the mat. So finding your neutral position, if you roll down onto your mat with your knees bent loosely, and we need a nice long lengthened spine, so we're stretching and reaching out of the crown of the head in one direction and out of the tailbone in the other direction. Now, we're all put together differently, so you might find there is a large space underneath the small of your back, or perhaps not very much at all. And to begin with, for our level 1 tabletop, we're going to need as much support as possible. So perhaps your abs are not feeling particularly strong, or you're not very advanced yet. So for our level 1 position, we're going to use a supported position or an imprinted position. So to find our imprint, we'll use our breath, our Pilates breathing, to help us. On your inhalation, we're lengthening the spine. We're opening and lengthening the spine and getting ready to really find those core muscles. As you breathe out through your mouth, we need to find those deep abdominal muscles. So as you're breathing out, we're narrowing the waist, drawing the belly button towards the small of your back and pressing down and contracting the lower part of the ribs as well. Now, to find our imprinted position on that outward breath, we're going to also press down with the spine to find the mat underneath the full length of the spine. So we're now closing any space underneath the small of the back. There's no space there now. We're pressing into the mat as we contract those abdominals. And we're protecting our back in this position, and it's a good starting position for our level 1 tabletop. We need to be able to breathe, which is quite tricky when we're pressing down and contracting everything. So in Pilates, in this position, you'll take your inward breath to the outsides of the rib cage rather than upwards towards the ceiling. So we need to practice keeping our breath as we hold and maintain that contraction. Now, be careful the chin doesn't lift here. Stay long through the back of the neck. The shoulders are back, the arms are flat, and we can also use the whole arm pressing down gently to assist us with this move. We mustn't forget the pelvic floor. So as we are contracting the tummy muscles, also you need to be pulling upwards towards your centre with your pelvic floor before you move your legs. We'll find our tabletop position just with one leg to start with, and you can stick with one leg at a time for your level 1. Notice the knee is directly above the hip. The lower leg should be level with the floor, so it's horizontal, and we're also stretching the feet and the toes. So we're not holding a tabletop and forgetting the foot. We're also lengthening all the way to the tip of that toe. Now, sometimes we see tabletops where the knees are coming in to this position here. Now, be a little bit careful not to let the knee drift towards your chest, otherwise your abs will switch off. Notice when you push the knee back out into tabletop position, which is approximately a straight arm's length, with those fingertips coming to the side of the knee, those abs feel like they're switched on in that position. Let's practice the other side as well, a straight arm reach. And we want that knee to remain directly above the hip and the foot in line with the knee and the hip as well. And you can practice just going from one side to the other, like this. Next, we're going to hold that imprinted position, float one leg into the tabletop, and then bring the second leg. And again, you can use the fingertips as a guide. Take the first leg down and then the second leg down. So we're only holding our tabletop in our level 2 for a fraction of a second or a fraction of a minute, so just for a few seconds. Up, up, and down, down. We'll use the outward breath to lift the leg, take an inward breath, and then again use the outward breath to lower the leg. We're using the breath, the outward breath, at the point of most exertion, and that is when we are lifting the leg up, up, or moving the leg away from the center, down, down. Don't forget those pelvic floors as well. Up, up, and down, down. Then we're ready to maintain our imprint and work to the next level, where we're holding the tabletop. We're in catch position at the moment. We've got the imprint, a flat torso, and we can take a semi-rest by drawing the knees slightly towards us. The elbows are now slightly bent. Exhale, straighten your arms back into your tabletop for a few seconds, double legs, same space between the knees and the feet. A little semi-rest in, exhale, back out. Now if this is too much for you, you can lower one side and just work on one side at a time. And then as you get stronger, you can then add your second leg. And of course, once we have got strong enough, we can bring the hands down and hold for a few breaths. Be careful that you are keeping your glutes down on the mat and not allowing the glutes to round away from the mat and the knees to come in towards you like this. So we're working deep into those abdominals. As you get stronger still, our level 3s, you'll be able to maintain your tabletop whilst maintaining your neutral spine position. So you won't need to be imprinting the spine. You can just hold that lovely neutral position with those shoulders back and down, and we can measure the legs there. We can add a few tricks to our tabletop as well, such as our tabletop taps. Now if you're going to do a tap, you'll need to move the thigh away from the center until the toe bumps into the ground. We are not going to drop the foot like this and use that knee as a hinge. So there shouldn't be any movement through this knee joint. We're just keeping that 90-degree bend behind and then tapping one leg at a time. We've got to try and keep the remaining leg in a static position, so it's not moving, it's holding its ground while you perform those taps. Now the breathing here is an outward breath to tap. You could take an inward breath and use an outward breath to bring back to center as well, or just an outward breath to tap if they're a little bit faster. And you can feel the legs working and those abs working. To come out of your tabletop, we'll lower the legs the same way, one at a time, with control, and release. So have a little go at doing some of those tabletop taps and practicing your breathing, and do let me know in the comments how you get on. Look forward to seeing you in some of our other videos as well at Pilates on the Water. Thanks for joining me.